just smooth it out. Gonna make a little curve. Same thing with the bottom. Gonna curve up like this. What's going on, everybody? Troy Roberts here, back again. So today I wanted to talk about drawing eyes. And specifically today, we're going to talk about drawing women's eyes. In general, there's a lot of the same concepts with drawing men's and women's eyes, but they are different. So today, we're going to specifically talk about women's eyes. Let's get into it. So when we're learning to draw something, the first thing we want to do is break it down into the shapes. When it comes to looking at the eye, the easiest way to look at it is a shape something like this. You're probably looking at that and going, my eyes don't look like that. I've never seen eyes that look like that. But be patient. We're going to add detail to it and it will look like an eye. Trust me. So when you're drawing the eye, you want the top part of the eye to be shifted a little bit more over to the outside of the head. Once we have the basic shape down, we can take that top and just smooth it out. Gonna make a little curve over this way. And then we can do the same thing with the bottom. Going to curve up like this and then going to meet right there. That's looking a little bit more like an eye already. Now, of course, an eye has to have pupil. Just make a circle right in there. Fill that in. Do the shape of the iris. You could simply just draw right in like this, but what actually might help to get a better circle is to completely, really lightly, just do some circles right around there. And then once you've got the circle shape that you want, go back in and darken up this area here. And I can actually see that I think the iris, I think the pupil needs to be a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna do that right about there. I think that looks good. Next thing we can look at are the eyelashes. You may be tempted to go at the eyelashes and start doing something like this. But in general, especially when you're starting out, it's a good idea to think of the eyelashes as one solid thing. And I'll show you what I mean. So what I would do is I would come from right about a third of the way over, start the eyelashes there on the top, come to about here. Just fill that whole thing in. Make like a slight upward point there. And then just kind of almost make this a little corner here. Thicken that line up there. And just fill this area in black. You can always be more dramatic with your eyelashes. They could have big wings like that. And as you get more confident, you can start adding a little bit more. You can start defining the eyelash a little bit more. What you could do, make a smaller eyelash like this. And then just make a few little curvy triangles coming out of there to give a little bit of definition to imply more of an eyelash. But again, you don't want to just be making single lines for each eyelash. On the lower lash, in general, it's best to just kind of keep that as few defined eyelashes as possible. Maybe give it 2. So I got the 1 there, and maybe give it another like that. Now, the one place that might be different, you might think differently about it, is if you're drawing a character that has really thick eye makeup, just super mascara, then you might go more defined, thicker, heavier lines for the eyelashes. But in general, a more subtle approach is going to be better. Next thing I want to do is come in this corner right here that would be closest to the nose and just draw a little diagonal line there. Adding that in will just give a little bit of extra detail to the eyes and make them look really nice. Then after that, a little kind of half circle actually maybe more like a quarter of a circle, right above the eyelash line to give an indication, an impression of an eyelid. Now, if it's an older person or somebody who's supposed to look tired, you can do the same on the bottom. But I would reserve that to indicate age or tiredness. So one of the last things we're going to look at is the eyebrows. And the eyebrow will start just kind of above the eye line, the inside width of the eye. So it's going to start right about here, and then it's going to come to just outside on the opposite side and a little bit higher. And the peak will be not in the middle, but about 3/4 of the way over toward the outside. So somewhere right around here. The inside you want to make a little thicker. Make a swoop up to that point there, and then swoop down, meeting in kind of a triangle position toward that. So if I clean that up a little bit, kind of make this, give that a little bit of a curve down. And you can leave this at a nice point at the top, or you can give it a curve. Depends on your style, the kind of look you're looking for. If you're trying to, if you're going for more of a natural eyebrow, then give it a little bit more fluidity, give it that curve. If you're trying to make an eyebrow that looks a little bit more groomed, then you can put that little point in there. It looks a little bit more edgy. I'm gonna leave the point in there for that. And then come along and fill this in. I like to not completely fill it in with black, because I think the little texture of the lines give it some depth, like their hairs. Switch directions rather. For this, you do a little bit of, and that is the basics of an eye. Now let's go ahead and draw a matching eye on the other side. So a good rule of thumb when you're making eyes is that they should be approximately eye width apart. This guy's about 2 3/4 inches wide. So if I come over here, mark about 2 3/4 inches over here, that's where I would start my left eye. Use a straight edge to just kind of make sure I get the plane right. Also, you want to try to make sure you match the general width of the eye over here, because obviously you'll want it to be the same. There you have women's eyes. Well, that is the tutorial for today. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like and subscribe, and I will catch you in the next one.